What's going on, everybody? Welcome. It is Tuesday night, and it is PortuGolaço once again. I'm the Mr. Mike Agostinho here with Mauricio Ruano and Derek Gomes for another week of Portuguese football talk. Round 2 in the books, guys, and it was quite a weekend. We've got some different results from week 1, and I've got a new feature, guys. So without further ado, let's fix our screen here. And now let's go to the wheel and see what game we're talking about first. As long as it works, of course.
All right, let's get this wheel going.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Give it a second. This is very entertaining, I'm sure, for the people on the... Here we go. Let's see what game it picks first for us. See which game we're talking about first. Those listening on podcasts can't see, but we're spinning a wheel to see which game we're talking about first. And look at that. We have a winner. Sporting versus Vitória is our first game this week.
Let's get it out of the way. Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Let's get this wheel off our screen.
That's only because Derek's back this week, so it had to be that game.
Yeah,
exactly. All right. So here we go. All right. Who wants to go first to talk Sporting and Vitória? You want to go first, Derek, or does Mauricio want to take this one?
Let's give it to Derek because I know he's got a lot bundled in for a couple of weeks.
These are the kind of games that really get him going.
Yes.
Yeah. So so this happened a couple of years back when I was on Tuga Tuesday, and I did sound the alarm. I did raise I brought it to DEFCON 1, and that was the Sporting Arsenal game. The second game that João Pereira was the coach, and at that point I knew after that game and after listening to the press conference from João Pereira that the team was in dire straits. We were in big trouble. At that point, the resolution was to get rid of João Pereira. It's different now. This is also a grave time for Sporting. I think Sporting are in great danger right now, but there's nothing they can do about it. The die is cast. This is the preseason. This is the team that we decided in the preseason. We restructured the club. And this is the team that we have, and we're going to have to play with this team. This is going to get ugly. And I think that, this game sort of confirmed that. I rewatched the second half to make sure that what I saw actually happened. And it did, and it's extremely alarming. This team has completely lost its identity. And I understand that you want to, you do want to restructure a club when a club is performing poorly. That makes sense to me. You have to bring in new faces. You have to change the dynamics of a team. Why are we deconstructing a team that just 3 seasons ago finished with 90 points, the most that this club has ever done in a season, followed that up with a championship, 82 points. And last year, they finished second place with the same 82 points that in other seasons would have won the title. So the question is, why did the club decide to go in this direction? They completely deconstructed this club. We all know Yulman was going to leave, and we were resigned to that. Morita didn't want to come back. We understood that. But we go and we sell Trincão. We go and we're trying to sell Potts. That hasn't happened yet. Kenda, we knew was going to leave. We sold Diamande, a guy that we could really use right now. So the dynamics of this team are completely different. And this is a team, like I said, that just won a title. You could certainly argue last year, even though they finished second place, they played probably the best football in the league. I think that that's certainly an argument point. must be run by Portuguese VAR, yes.
Yeah, comment says our wheel is run by Portuguese VAR. I'm Portuguese, so yeah.
So we went ahead and did this. Listen, even after the first half, when it was 3-0 at halftime, it was the most, I would say, I thought Sporting were extremely efficient in that first half. I don't think that Sporting were deserving of a 3-0 victory, a 3-0 lead at halftime. It just didn't feel like this team was dominating. That like a 3-0 score would lead you to believe. They had 3 shots on target, 3 goals. I thought that the goals were very individual. I thought they were very individual goals. The first one was just a long ball up ahead, and then Ioannidis used his strength and his technique, to give the ball up to Flavio, who again scored a goal that anybody would score at that point. The second goal again was it was a well-worked play, but Jenny had to show a great deal of technique to bring the ball down and make that pass, and it was a beautiful finish from Ioannidis. And then the third goal from Altamira again. A top-flight keeper has to make that save. It was near post. And that was pretty much it for Sporting. They created, I don't think, any other opportunities. I mean, the second half, they didn't even take a shot. And again, I've been following this club for 30-something years. I can't remember a half in the Portuguese league. I'm not talking about when you're in Europe. In the Portuguese league, even when you're playing Porto, Benfica, whatever, where they didn't take a shot at home in the second half. This is extremely worrying, extremely concerning. The second half was abysmal. The guys that they have, brought into this club, Altamira. What does Altamira give us that Kotrashvili couldn't give us? I mean, I saw a lot of passes, passing back, passes to the side, lack of aggression. Doumbia is lost. He's lost on this team. I mean, I thought he was completely absent in this game. Is sort of like he was at the wrong place at the wrong time every time. Completely unimpressed with him. Vangianidis, again, hopefully now that Fresneda seems to be at 100%, he can assume that that right back role, because again, Vangianidis is just not cutting it. Even Maxi didn't play well, which hurts, because that's just one of the guys that needs to step up. I thought Salazar did not play well either. I think that when he got the ball, I found it to be selfish. I don't think that he feels that there isn't chemistry. That this team is not gelling. This team is not possessing the ball. This team is not circulating the ball. That was Sporting's identity over these last few seasons. Sporting is a team that has the ball, that possesses the ball, circulates the ball, quick combinations, getting into the box. You didn't see any of that. This team right now is not that. There's no chemistry. This team doesn't have a guy who can get the ball, possess the ball, and swing the ball along like we had with Yulman. This is just, and this is really bad. What can we do though? Really, what can this team do right now? I've been thinking about it. I think one drastic step that they should do, they're not going to do it. But I think reincorporating Bragança and Pot would make a lot of sense here. I think we're missing players like this who can take the ball, who can possess the ball, and who can circulate, who can move around. So you can keep for this team to keep possession. It's tough to watch. You saw that in the first round too against Estrela. I know I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but it was almost this game was almost a repeat of the Estrela game. It almost carried into this game. There are serious issues right now with this team. I don't know if Varandas and his administration understand that yet. They're going to. I know Rui Borges was talking about at the end. I was curious about his press conference. He talked about growing pains. So he talked about growing pains, and he also talked about how this team doesn't have the same quality that it did last year. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, we were not Sporting aren't financially. Sporting are in a good place. We qualified for the Champions League. We sold Morton. this Sporting, doesn't need to go out and completely reconstruct this team. So these are, in my opinion, unnecessary growing pains. And to say that a team doesn't have as much quality as last year's team, that's very telling as well. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to develop your club, not denigrate the club, not degrade the club. And he sort of admitted to that in the press conference. So again, I am. This is like the get the fire alarm going, get the alarm sirens going. This is DEFCON 1. Sporting in trouble, and this is only round 2. We have it's a long season ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Champions League's going to come in. I'm really worried for this club. I needed to vent and just this is how I feel. This is what I've seen the first 2 rounds. I'm very discouraged, and I don't see a way out of this. I mean, do you, Mauricio? Do you see a way out of this?
I said this in the podcast last week, and I told Mikey the midfield to defense is going to bother me for the rest of the entire year because I know people love Ignacio, but what they don't realize, Diomande for pound, strength and everything, was our best defender. And you let him go actually for kind of a value I wouldn't have let him go for, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure why we even made that deal.
You need to let him go.
Right. And this is what I told Mikey is I wanted Bainha. And the reason I wanted Bainha is because he's a great substitute for Humelin who covers your front 2 defense.
Protects your defender, your center backs.
Like a stud.
Yeah.
And you went instead for an Altamira. And again, you went for an Anderson who hasn't played yet, which is like, why did you go out and buy this guy again if you're not going to play him?
Yeah.
So I'm a little confused about that.
He was a disaster when he came in against Estrella that second.
And Bainha to me would have been perfect. That's why I even told Mikey last week.
That made a lot more sense than South Meter. Yeah.
I'm gonna go be really more annoyed if he joins Benfica, which I know they're trying to get desperately, and that's who I wanted. But the only saving thing I see, Derek, is you gotta hope someone like Ba, who you just bought, steps up into those shoes. That's the only thing you got. Like you said, there's no other way out of this. You just got to hope somebody steps up or the boss finally fills in those shoes. You got to hope one of those 2 guys defensively steps up, because if not, you're just going to continuously see this, because this goes on from last year, because I think me and Derek talked about this from last year. Last year, we were like, oh, he's running the guys into the ground the second half. That's why it looks dire. They were giving up goals in the second half. They were playing bad. You don't have that excuse now these first 2 games. No. Every second half, you look uninspired. You don't look like you want to finish the game. You just think it's 45 minutes and that's it.
It was so passive.
Yeah, it's so passive. And that's my concern. That this whole second half thing is even from last year. Like, for some reason, the second half of games, our team seems out of it every game, every time. And what's also is kind of like bringing me down as a little bit is every time a sub comes in, a Guillermo or a Derry or anybody, they are bringing nothing to the game, nothing at all to change it. And I'm thinking to myself, why not bring in Rafael now? Switch it up then. Bring in a youngster kid. Maybe he'll bring more energy. Bring someone else in if these guys aren't going to do it.
And also, but you got to feel for them too. By the time they come into the game, the 65th, 70th minute, at that point, Sporting is so disconnected.
So you just go to my other point.
They're so disconnected. They don't have the ball. They don't possess the ball. So it's a hard spot to come into.
Right, and you're right about that, because I feel like he's too late into the game. He really does.
Yeah, and to that, the only thing I can think of is that the way that this year was constructed, the season was constructed, it was Rui Borges got with Bernard Palmeiro and Varandas, and they came up with this strategy. It's almost like they were trying to emulate Porto or Football Football. That's right. They brought in these physical players to sort of emulate what Porto did last year. The problem is that's not Sporting's identity. Sporting is not comfortable without the ball. Porto absolutely comfortable without the ball.
That's a difference.
That's the big difference. That's not in Sporting's DNA. Sporting have never been comfortable, without the ball. And the fact is, Quaresma and Inacio, you hinted to it. I think these are defenders that attack better than they defend.
Yes.
And that's fine when you have a team that has the ball, that's circulating the ball, that is controlling the game, that is dominating the game. You have center backs that are, offensively adept. That fits fine. Mm-hmm. When you want to concede the ball, like they did against Guimarães, like they did against Estrela Ambuda, and you want to defend, Quaresma and Inacio are not your guys.
No.
They're not. Diomande, maybe. I think he would be better suited to this style of play. But I think that this was by design. This wasn't Sporting having to sell these guys, put on this fire sale to financially survive. This is by design. This is what they wanted. And unfortunately, they're getting what they wanted. And I mean, this team right now, in its current configuration, they're not going to cut it. They're not going to cut it.
And I messaged Derek before the season, and I think me and Derek both agreed. The way things were going and the players they were bringing in, this season's going to fall heavily on the sporting director because of the transfers in and out, and on Roy Borges' coaching because of the transformation that you were doing. And me and Derek agreed and said this since the beginning this all even started.
I mean, the problem is here. Heads are going to have to roll once points start getting dropped.
Right.
And I think that's going to happen sooner rather than later. And the first guy to go is going to be Borges. He's going to be the scapegoat here. Mm-hmm. And he is partially responsible for this because I think this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to make this team more, more in his identity. I think that's what he wanted to do.
You see the comment there from one of your followers there says Borges is a Porto fan and wants to emulate their football. They can't.
Yeah. Well, that's what he tried to do with the players that he brought in, the style of players that he brought in, and what he wants to do. Just unfortunately,
but like Derek said, the only way he's going to get, if anything is to happen, something catastrophic, like losing those points and everything, if that happens, that's when you lose it. If you try to fix it as the game goes on. It's the first two games. All right, it's kind of like, what are you doing? What's going on? But you have time to adapt. Even if you have to change your system for whatever it has to be, you have time to do that. But if you don't start getting points and you start falling back from Porto, the way that you then continue to fall,
especially
that's when things start rolling. Like, do we have another?
And after seeing what Benfica just did, after seeing the first two runs from Porto, this can get away quick. This can get away real quick.
That's the thing. It can get away quick with the way they're coming in.
Get away really quick. I mean, 80 points isn't even good enough to win the league. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if you start drawing games or you lose a couple of games, I mean, you're out. It's over. You're not going to be able to compete. And I think Sporting are in real jeopardy right now. I feel that way. And there's nothing you can do with these players. These players do not fit Sporting's identity, do not fit Sporting's DNA. Ruben came in here and he set the foundation. He built this club. He developed this club. This club had an identity. And, Varandas was the guy who brought in Amorim. He's the one that, rolled the dice and brought in Ruben. He helped create this. He created this identity in this team. And now he's just torn it all down.
Right.
And we're going to be lost in the woods again.
Yeah, and I think Doumbia has the talent. What I don't get with Doumbia is not on him. I'm more blaming the coach because every preseason game he started out on the left wing and then he moved him later in the game to midfield. Why is he starting the game in the midfield where he was flourishing out on the left? And so why do we switch things up when the season started? But every preseason game, those 3-4 games, he started every game was on the wing. So that's another thing with Borges I'm not understanding. Like, why are we changing things up and stuff like that?
He was completely lost in this last game.
Right.
He was completely lost. He was essentially a ghost in the midfield. And this is a guy that we invested 20 million euros on.
Right. And I agree with this comment right here. That's the only thing
I'll read it.
holding on to right now.
He says Sporting has to weather the storm and avoid dropping too many points in the first third of the championship. Maybe after that, they will gel and be more cohesive. I think that goes for everybody in this early part of the season. But clearly, right now, Sporting is having more trouble with this.
But Porto are a finished product.
Yeah,
this is the same exact team from last year.
We're going to say that week after week.
They're a finished product.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're a finished product. So I mean, it's just business as usual over there. Right. We went and just completely not only did we change our players out, we brought in players with completely different characteristics. So this, Altamira is not like Yeoman. Morita. Dumbia is not like Morita. These are players that are coming in with a totally. I mean, even Salazar is not like Trincão. These are two very different players. Mm-hmm. Now we're bringing in this guy. I do think, yes, I agree. I do think Gonçalves is a bright spot.
Flavio Gonçalves has been a bright spot, is the comment.
But I think this is a lot, for a 19-year-old. Something is not functioning, and you're gonna have to step up big and play a bigger role than you probably should be having to play right now. I'd like to see, a different guy starting. I think Gonçalves coming in the 60th minute. With tired legs, with his ability, will help him shine more. But here we are, we're throwing him in as a starter at 19 years old, and we're banking on him. And I just don't think that's fair. Heck, I've been watching Sporting for a long time. Even with Luis Figo came onto the team at 18, 19 years old. It took several seasons for us to see Luis Figo. Mm-hmm. But he was just at that point. He was just a small cog on the team, and he gradually developed into what he became. But we're asking, Flavio Gonçalves to be like a star right now, and he's just not at that level yet. Though I do think there's quality there. I think he should be playing. I think right now he has a bigger role than he should be. They should be playing on this team right now, in my opinion.
Agree.
All right. I was watching this, guys, and I felt like I was 5 minutes away from having to ask you guys if this was the end of the line for Rui Borges. I feel like if the game continued a few more minutes, Vitória were going to get one more opportunity to try tie it, and it just seemed to be going in that direction. And you guys said these second halves have been complete disconnects so far for Sporting. But the first half is showing that they're capable of doing things, and then in the second half it just shuts off. But this isn't new. This goes back to last season. We saw this. We talked about this week after week last season.
Towards the end of the year. Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have any other closing statements on the Sporting game before we move on? All right. Let's see if this Portuguese VAR wheel works here.
Yeah, let's go back to the Portuguese VAR.
Let's see how this works. Let's see if in there. It should spin any second now.
All right.
There we go. There we go.
No.
All right then.
Perfect.
All right then. Let's get this off. All right. And so it's Porto winning again. The way they always do. Without conceding. They just take care of business. I don't know. We say the same thing week after week about this team.
Yeah.
This is round 36 for them. They're just continuing what they did last season. This isn't round 2. This is round 36 of last season. And they're just continuing to do what they do. It's frustrating to be a rival, but I'm sure Porto fans are very happy because there's no stress either in the way that they achieve these results, No. And I thought when the Super Cup went the way it did, that maybe they were showing a little bit, they were going to come back to the pack a little bit, that they were going to have that sophomore slump, whatever you want to call it, that second season of Farioli. But it's Farioli ball, once again, just doing what it does. And, I mean, they're just, so consistent. I don't know what else to say at this point.
They're just,
as our viewer says there, you have one foul.
It just feels like they're totally comfortable with being they're totally comfortable with being outpossessed, outshot. It doesn't really faze them. Even though the other team has more possession, even though the other team takes more shots, they never seem to really scare Porto. Right. In my opinion, just it always feels like they're going to win. Mm-hmm. Even though they don't have the ball. I mean, this is a team that's completely comfortable without the ball. They defend. They have players that are built for this kind of system. Sporting doesn't have a Bednarek. Sporting doesn't have a Kiwior. Sporting doesn't really have a Colin Varela. So they don't. The players that they got were perfect for Farioli's system. And like Mike said, this is just a continuation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think Rio Ave even threatened. Yeah, they got a ball there. I don't think Diego Costa was ever threatened or even even worried about an attack on them. And listen, it almost came. I was this close to texting Derek and be like, "It's 1-0, dude. It's going to be 1-0. Your call. The rest of the season, it's going to be 1-0."
Yeah.
And they're perfectly happy winning that way.
The defense, and the defense is what wins. And as long as they have those two Polish guys,
they're stellar.
And like like Derek just said, those two guys, we don't have a Bednarek, a Kiwior. Mm-hmm. We don't even have an Alberto Costa or a Martin Fernandes either on the right side like they do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they have the best goalkeeper in the league. That's the other thing. They have a reliable guy in the back where if you do get beat,
on the rare occasion you get through them,
he's back there, and guess what? He's gonna make it look easy too.
And we didn't even talk about Rui Silva. What is going on with him?
I know. And
what is going on? What is going on with him? Even he looks lost.
Right, and that's the difference.
Guys want to buy Trubin?
After watching his first 2 games, I don't know.
if he lowers his salary, I'll take him.
That's why he's got to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like you guys have been saying, it's pretty much wake up, play soccer, repeat. That's it for them.
Yeah, it is.
And they're used to the system. The players are used to where they have to play. He keeps everything the same. The subs are even the same. He does them at the same time every game or something. The only time he ever switches is if he sees the game's not going the right way or if he's down a goal. And guess what?
Yeah, and he makes the right calls. He makes the right adjustment.
And he makes it right away at halftime, or he makes he gives you 10 minutes in that second half, and if you still can't do it, you're gone. And he's not patient. He's impatient for actually a good reason. Like, hey guys, I need you to let's go. Let's get this moving. I want you playing. Like in this game, he didn't sweat it out one bit because they knew they had it under control the whole time since the tap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you guys see it looks like it's going to happen. Rodrigo Mora is on his way to Roma.
He is. He's already landed.
Is it done? Is it done?
I think it looks like it satisfies all parties. So
it's 25 mil for 50% of his rights, and if they want the other 50%, they got to pay another 25 mil if they want it. If not, Porto stays with the 50% sell on.
Sounds like they do pretty good business up there too.
Yeah. Listen, I'm actually happy for Moda because I feel like he needed to do that, and he just it's not that he's a bad player. He just doesn't fit in that system that coach is doing.
And the listeners pointing ahead to this week, Porto Aroca this week could be interesting.
Yes.
Could be. Every time I seem to get excited about these games,
I'm not going to fall into that trap. No, I fall into that trap way too often.
Yeah, it's
we've seen it before. Guys, it's going to happen when we least expect it. Like last year with Casapia for that 2-1 game. It's going to be. That's the only way it's going to happen.
In the middle of January.
Derek's getting ahead with the Casapia. We don't even want to talk about that.
No.
But it looks, it's a thing here, right? So here's the thing. Mora does not fit this system. He's gone.
No.
It sounds like they did a decent bit of business, but for Porto fans, this is disappointing because they want one of their own to come in and to become the star. And now, he's going to have to go do it at Roma. And one of two things is going to happen. He's going to do well there. They're going to either be able to afford the additional 25 million, or someone else will come in, or it's not going to go well. And he may go down the dangerous path so many young Portuguese players go down, where it starts to become transfer after transfer, failure after failure. It's a different amount, but I could see him going down the João Felix, Fabio Silva type of role. And I know Fabio Silva's reestablishing himself right now, and he's at Dortmund now, correct? But he's had some tough stops along the way, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out for Rodrigo Mora here in Serie A.
Yeah,
not exactly a league known for young, teenagers to break in. So that's another thing that's going to be interesting.
It's a physical league as well. So
it's a very veteran-driven league.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of role he's going to play, how he's going to be played. Gasparini is a world-class coach.
Mm-hmm.
You saw what he did over at Atalanta. He turned that team into a perennial team. So
with a brand of football that people appreciate, identity.
Yeah. It's an identity, and we didn't try to tear it down.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I got nothing else on Porto, but it's the same match after match. I mean,
it's a broken record.
Striker, no problem. Injured striker, no problem.
It's the reason they're the favorite to repeat again.
Mm-hmm. Right now, they're clearly in pole position. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Despite being behind on goal difference, I'm not giving too much stock to that. But there are, I don't see where they're going to lose points. I mean, outside of the big matches, but if they don't, like we say every week, if they don't drop points outside of those matches, it's going to be hard for anyone to catch them, because we've already dropped points. Both of our teams have dropped points already. So still at round 2. All right, then let's go to the wheel and see what we got next. Down to 3.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
This one will be quick.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk Benfica and Casa Pia, or Benfica Benfica to be completely accurate. The match was played in Rio Maior, and I'm glad. I'm not gonna say I'm not.
Even talking on the song. Oh man, jeez.
I'm not gonna say that I'm not happy. I don't know where we went on the stream. Both Mauricio and I disappeared here. Get us back.
Let's go get you back.
Can you hear us all right, though?
I can hear you fine, yeah.
Are you there, Mauricio? I don't hear Mauricio.
I cannot hear him.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, is that him? Hold on. Let me try something here. Let's see if I can get him back in. All right. This is the fun of going live. If you can hear me, I'm gonna go. Mauricio, if you can hear us, log out and try to get back in. See if that gets you back in here. I guess that retires the wheel from now on.
Yeah.
But so okay, he's back. Let's see. He's still dark.
Oh no.
No.
Can you hear us, Mauricio? Oh, I can hear you at least.
I can hear you.
I can hear you now, yeah.
This just became the wheel gets retired. Next week we just go in chronological order. But
basically.
So I don't want to say I'm not happy with this performance. I think Benfica did a lot of things well. Okay. And I was looking for this last week, and it never came last week. And that second goal to establish the 2-goal lead and to get comfortable, and then to do what Benfica can do once they establish that. This isn't new either. But I think this is Marco Silva's DNA is on this a little bit, because Benfica are up 2-0 and they're still pressing. They're still winning balls high. They're not retreating the way we had in the past. That said, I have to start off by saying this Casa Pia team is absolutely atrocious. This is a terrible, terrible team. They've got some interesting individuals in there, but as a unit, that was really poor from them. I mean, I got them as a favorite to go down already. I'll pencil them into the second division next year.
Yeah.
Because they look to be a mess right now. They look to be unorganized, unable to, I don't know, have any kind of plan. They really were never in this match. There was no point. I know they hit the post once when I think it was still 1-0 or 2-0, but that was their one time. They really never tested Samu in goal here, and it was good to see again goals come in, and the guys that are scoring. This is what I'm kind of uplifted by. What I'm happy about is seeing that. What I'm happy about is seeing that.
It's a good point, Jeff. It's a good point, Jeff.
Cristiani, Pavlidis, and Rafa are getting the production. That's the three getting the production right now. Sudakov, I almost am starting to pity him watching him play this because I think he's trying. Everybody is dumping on him, and I think he's trying. You can see he wants to do better, but it just doesn't come together. He gets set up in the box, and his touch just isn't right. He doesn't create the space. His shot gets blocked. And then you see Prestiani consoling him. You got the teenager consoling you because you can't hit the net on a gift of a ball. You got a great look at goal. The near post is wide open. He goes for the far post, and André Gomes makes a nice save on it. But I'm overwhelmed by how poor Casa Pia was in this match. And if this is really indicative of what they're going to be this season, it's going to be a long season for the Gansus, for the Geese. But a couple of these goals, too, were the kind of breaks I wish we would have had last week. That Dahl own goal, I mean, didn't need that this week. We could have used it last week. But all in all, I am happy with Benfica. Anytime you score 7, I mean, I can't come on here and complain because they scored 7. I did tweet that I found it interesting how João Pinheiro only found 2 minutes of stoppage time when there were 5 goals scored in the second half, and the substitutes were empty. Nino actually responded saying he disagrees, but this competition comes down to goal difference sometimes, whether it's at the top or at the bottom. And if Casa Pia stay up because of a 1 goal difference over somebody else, that's not right either. Just because it's 7-0 that you take 3 or 4 minutes off of the end of the game. I guess those are small things. Yeah.
I have seen.
So I think the game should be called the same regardless of what the result is. Well, it's a penalty if it's a penalty, not if it's 0-0 or if it's 5-0. Same thing with time, same thing with other decisions. But, of course, they wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, it looked like. But, yeah, it was overall a very good performance. Now we move forward to Thursday against the Danish champions there. And not sure what we're going to see. Not sure what we're going to get from them. But Benfica need to do like they did in the last round, get the result early, and focus on the next leg. Benfica foolishly rescheduled next week's match. Didn't learn anything from last season because they ended up dropping the points when they did play. They ended up putting it in a worse time in the calendar, and they ended up getting even more fixture congestion.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't like this habit. Braga did it this past weekend. I don't like this habit of replay. Again, we're not the Premier League, but when you look at the top leagues, they don't do this.
No,
they don't reschedule league games to play
qualification games. This season too, so players should be fresh. I don't.
Right.
I don't understand the logic behind that.
Right, and I mean, some players are coming back from the World Cup, but Marco Silva has a 11 now. It's not the one that's going to finish the season, I'm sure, but those World Cup players have to play their way into this 11 now. It's not just going to be gifted to them. And that, to me, is a bit that is building a little bit of confidence as well, because they're not just going to walk back into the first 11. And we're getting some weird. I'm getting some feedback. Are you guys hearing that too?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a downstroke.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff says there, Casapia's IT department is crashing our pod to avoid talking about their meltdown.
That could be a possibility.
Right.
Yeah. And then Sporting Bargain Bin here says that it's still a ways away, but Porto Benfica in September. Yeah, that's going to be a real test for Marco Silva.
Yes.
Going away, if he's going to go away and play this way at the Dragão, that's going to be very interesting to see. All right, I'm going to move on, given the audio quality. We had two other games that I wanted to talk about. We had Marítimo winning 2-1 at Famalicão.
That's big.
Mauricio said he saw this game. Mauricio, you want to recap it real quickly for us?
Listen, Famalicão was definitely the better team in this game. Marítimo put up a really good fight throughout the game. You could tell they really came into this game looking for that, at least to get a point out of the game. Marítimo did. And they scored pretty much both goals off of just two huge errors from Famalicão that, it's just uncommon for them to do. I don't know if it's Carvalhal rubbing off on them. I don't know. But it's not something you typically see from Famalicão. Yeah. This is a game usually they have in hand. They usually win like 2-1, 3-1, something like that, especially at home. They commanded the entire game. Even though Marítimo, they stayed in it. I give them credit. They put up a big fight, flying in from the island and everything. But this is a huge win for Marítimo.
If they did it at the end of the season, that's a huge road win.
Yeah, huge road win. And for Famalicão, it's more like you expect a little bit more because of, the quality, the team that they've been throughout the last few years that we're used to watching, especially at home. They're at Famalicão. So, but that's why I give a lot more credit to Marítimo coming in there and doing what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
We all know
I don't know.
It's a strong home team, but
yeah.
All right. Okay. The other match I wanted to hit on was the 4-0 win for Aroca this weekend, and they go top of the league now for a little bit with a nice result here. This is, however you look at it, this is a nice result for Aroca, and I think we've said their praises quite a bit off and on throughout the last couple seasons. They have moments where they've really impressed us, and I think they're starting this season. Obviously, anytime anyone outside the big three starts with 2 victories, it catches attention, and I think they're definitely catching attention. And I think they show that there's value in keeping a squad, or at least a core of a squad, together from one season to another, because I think that base is a big reason why they're starting so well this season.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone have any thoughts on that game if you saw it?
No, I didn't see it.
We good to move on. All right. Let's look at what we have coming our way next week in Liga Portugal. And again, like I said, Benfica have rescheduled this game. I think this is a mistake, and I think this is going to come back to bite later. But the round starts Saturday with an early game, 3:30 p.m. Portuguese kickoff time, 10:30 for us here on the East Coast of the United States. Marítimo hosting Académico de Viseu. Who wants to go first with the predictions here? You want to go first, Mauricio?
Well, we can't hear Mauricio.
Hold on. Let me try something, Mauricio. Hang tight. Yeah. All right. Are you there, Mauricio? Boy, this is just a night with Portuguese VAR quality connections tonight. I can't blame Nino's Peruvian. I can't blame Nino's Peruvian internet this time. There's Mauricio. Let's see. All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is the one game I was looking forward to last week got postponed.
Yeah, I know.
Good.
We were talking about that last week.
Yeah.
And it ended up being postponed between
But,
Braga and Gil Vicente.
This Marítimo Viseu game, it's actually be interesting. I'll go 1-1.
Okay. Derek?
I think Marítimo at home is tough. I think they just nicked the victory. I'm going to go 2-1 Marítimo.
I'm thinking the same as Derek. I think Marítimo are going to get a 2-1 victory here and stay perfect so far. They're going to ride this wave a little bit longer.
It's great.
All right, Estoril versus Rio Ave.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to go with Roy's favorite. I'm going to go Estoril 2-0.
Ooh. Derek?
I was thinking the same thing, yeah. I think Estoril win clean 2-0. I think Rio Ave's going to need a little help this year.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
They may be candidates to join Casa Pia then at the bottom of the table. I'll go 3-1 to be different in favor of Estoril. They need a win. They had a rough go of it last week, so they'll need a win. All right, and then we have Saturday night's Sporting hosting Alverca. Should we let Derek go first on this one?
No, it's not fair to Derek. Even on Tuga Tuesdays, we always let them go last.
That's true. He's suffering now. Let's let him go last.
I am nervous about this game only because Alverca has quality players. We saw what Chiquinho did against Porto. He's a good player.
I don't think he can play.
Yeah, and these
I think Chiquinho's is suspended.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's big.
I read something that he's not playing. I think he's not playing.
Oh, he got a red card.
I can double check that.
Did he get a red card in the last game?
Yeah, he's suspended.
Wow, so that's huge. Then
Wow.
so that makes me better. Makes me feel better. Right. I don't trust this defense, so I'm gonna go 2-1 Spartan.
All right, I'll let Derek go last. I'm thinking the same thing, Mauricio. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Sporting. It might be nervy. It might be 2-0. Right. Kind of what we've seen: 2-0 and then 2-1 in the second half, and then hanging on, for dear life at the end. But nevertheless, getting the job done.
Right.
All right, Derek, it's all yours.
I think it's going to be 2-1, but it's going to be the other way. I mean, this team is reeling right now. This team is reeling. I think they're going to go in there. I think they're going to be very nervous, especially after what happened this last game, where they were essentially booed off the pitch. And I think it's going to carry into. I think it's going to be a very tense game. It's going to be a very tense start. And right now, our defense is highly suspect. Our inability to possess the ball, control the midfield, is really going to play into this game. Alverca off. They're playing good football. So I think they go in there and they come up with a big 2-1 win.
All right. See. Vitória Guimarães hosting Nacional. Tiago Magrido facing his old club.
I think Guimarães needs to win.
They desperately
especially
need
at
to
home.
win. Yeah.
And I think they're going to get it. I'll go 2-1 Guimarães.
Yeah, I'll go 2-1 Guimarães as well. I mean, I think they played great the Alvalade, especially in the second half. And they also, from what I was reading, they played really well in that first game. And they were sort of hard luck losers in that one as well. Yeah. So I think they get the result this time, 2-1.
I'll go with 2-0 for Vitória in this one, for all the same reasons. Santa Clara hosting Famalicão. Famalicão need this game, or it's going to be hot seat for Carlos Carvalhal very early, I think.
Oh, not him. No, not him. No.
I mean,
yeah, he's never been
on 1 point right now. Are they on 1 point? No, yeah, they're on 1 point.
1 point, yeah. Because of where it's at, and depending on the field conditions, because we all know how great of a field that Santa Clara is. I'm gonna
all 4 seasons of the year will happen during this game.
Exactly. I'm gonna go 1-0 Famalicão.
Okay.
I'm going to go 1-1.
I usually pick against them, so I'll probably curse them here. So sorry, Azorians, but I'm going to go 2-1 Santa Clara on this one because I usually go against them and they prove me wrong. So, and then we have Porto Roca, big one on Sunday night.
I'm going to go 2-0 Porto.
It's exactly what I was thinking too. It's going to be another 2-0.
No.
Yeah. Eat, sleep, repeat, win 2-0.
Yep.
So.
All right. No disagreement there. And then Monday night, Gil Vicente hosting Casa Pia.
I'm going to go 3-1 Gil Vicente.
You're giving Casa Pia a goal.
Yes.
I'm going to go. I'll go 2-0 Gil Vicente.
I'll say 2-0 Gil Vicente.
Yeah, 2-0.
All right. Anything else you guys want to say before we call it a week?
No, man. Me and Derek need just a good week. That's all.
Yeah. I think that I think they're going to bring Fresneda into the starting 11.
Right.
And we should see the debut of this Irakunde. I don't know what this is going to be able to do. He's another 20-year-old. I don't know. Again, it's an unproven guy. I don't know what the point of this Jesse Derry is. This guy we got from Chelsea's on loan. He had no professional experience prior to this. Now he's here on a Champions League team. It's been such a head scratching preseason, and it's playing out on the pitch. That's it.
Right.
We're getting exactly what we wanted. Yeah.
I just want.
Why are we trying to fix something that wasn't broken?
Right. And Derek, I said this to Mikey before you came on. I was like, I just want the transfer market just to be done. I'm done with the rumors and hearing. Just stop. Just give me a break. I just want a break, man.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been running since the World Cup.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's going to go all the way to August 31st or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, then. Just a few announcements before I end this. Tomorrow, I'll be joining Jeff, who was in the chat tonight. He's going to be doing a Liga 2 podcast right here on the channel. And then Thursday, Justin Aragon and I are going to be doing Mr. Benfica. So more stuff coming this week. Oh. It's getting busy here.
Does Jeff have a team in the second league that he follows?
Benfica B, but
Benfica.
part of the show is going to be. I should explain this. Part of the show we're going to focus on Benfica B, and part of the show will focus on the rest of the league.
Another huge win for Academica.
Yeah, I know that. I'm looking forward to talking about that. He says there's a lot of talking points there, so I'm gonna help him out.
Cool.
He's bringing a lot of the content, so we'll be recording it tomorrow. If it's not live on the feed, it'll be in the podcast player on Thursday morning.
Cool.
So that's it for this week, guys. Thank you for bearing with us through these audio difficulties here. And,
wait a minute, we didn't do our Nino Golaço of the week, dude.
Thank you, Mauricio. Thank you. Nino Torres Golaço of the week.
Yes.
I almost forgot who is going to.
I already had my vote.
All right, go ahead and bring your nomination. Okay.
From Spartan, what Jenny did to that defender to give it then to Fotis is my goal of the Jornada.
So who was the goal scorer?
Yeah, with the goal scorer Fotis. Yeah, Jenny.
Fotis, okay.
Nice turn.
Yeah.
I mean, Jenny could have played, but I mean that was the striker's turn. So I was really. I mean that was a bright spot.
Anyone still in the chat? Go ahead and throw out any ideas if you have one for the goal of the week while we still have you.
Yep. So right away, that once I saw the goal, I was like, let me jot this one down. For my Nino pick right here. Yeah. You saw Nino reached out to us when he saw Golaço of the week. He's like, what is this on your comments?
Oh, did he? I missed that. The Nino Torres Golaço of the week.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So if nobody objects, that's going to be our goal of the week this week. And no reason to object. Yeah, so we'll add him to the history now of the goal of the week. It's a team goal.
You already missed practice today.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
All right. So, Mauricio, thank you for reminding me of that. We almost missed it. That would have been terrible in week 2 to already miss the new tradition. So,
exactly.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week. For Derek Gomes and for Mauricio Ruano, I'm Mike Agostino. Signing off. We'll see you next week. Peace, everybody.